I am at Beaver Meadow, and it is quite beautiful. It got a little cloudy all of a sudden, so I brought my regular glasses, not just my sunglasses, but there's nobody else here. It's just me right now, and we're looking for an old rusty stove, which I believe looks like this. We're going to try to find that today, so come with me as we explore Beaver Meadow. So we have this cross section here of a 350-year-old eastern hemlock. Look at that. So I believe I'm on the Shadow Hill Trail. I believe that's what it's called right now. That's going to connect me to the Hawk Ridge Trail, I believe. I have it all on my map, but when I'm filming I can't take a look at it. And then that's eventually going to hook me up to where I need to go to this rusty stove trail. I'm really kind of curious to see if I can find this. The whole trail to it, so I don't expect to get lost, but I'm pretty excited. We're at a junction here. Let's see what we have. Here's our Shadow Hill Trail, the one that we're going to be on, that will get me back to the entrance. It's the red path. Behind me is the Beaver Meadow Trail, the blue path. And it looks like there's a little bench and pavilion here, a little shelter. It looks like, an old lean-to type structure, but we're not going to be able to explore every trail today. That's okay. That means we can just come back and do more. So, onward. So I've really fully embraced, I guess you could say, having my summers off now that I've entered into the teaching realm. Something I probably should have done years ago, but it doesn't matter. But I've definitely taken full advantage so far in the week and a half or so that I have had, maybe 2 weeks now, of not having to teach because we're on summer break. And in the past, I'd be ramping up right now for the busy part of my summer in my previous career. So I've definitely, though, taken advantage of this time to come out and to hike and to do a lot of the things I've wanted to do. A couple days a week I'm able to get to mass as well too. Not every day, but most days, especially on feast days, I'm able to get to. And just really enjoying having that time, because for so many years I gave up so much, whether they were holidays or summers or even breaks. I really was dedicated to my job, and now I'm just as dedicated to my job, but I'm taking advantage of the perks that come with what I do now, which include this time off in the summer. Let's say we're going to go up a hill. Let's take a look. Well, up we go. It's been mostly flat for the most part here, but a little rise here. Let's go. And as mentioned earlier, we've made it now to Hawk Ridge Trail. Now, another plus of having my summers off, if you will, I'm able to get up and get moving, maybe at times when other people aren't as free. And so I was here before 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. Nobody's here, as I said. Thought I heard a squirrel or something, but nope, nothing. But I'm able to get up, get moving, and I'm not going at the prime times when other people might be there, so I'm able to get up and drive a little further away and take advantage of that. Now this is about 50 minutes away from where I live. It's about 20-25 minutes past East Aurora. I believe we're in Strikersville. Actually, no, correct that. Strike that, if you will. We are in North Java, New York. That's where we are. North Java, maybe. That's where we actually are. So, it's part of the Buffalo Audubon Society. I believe it's in Wyoming County. I know I crossed the marker at one point, but I'm not quite sure where the boundaries are. I'd have to take a look, but I'm pretty sure we're still in Wyoming County. But let's take a look at what we're walking through. So, there's our trail. It's defined enough. Lots of blazes on the trees. Lots of those. But it's nice to sort of walk through this little forest thing. And then it opens up again to these nice little things. So, pretty good. Now that little section there definitely highlights why I no longer hike in anything but long sleeves and long pants. I used to wear short sleeves, I used to wear shorts, I even got convertible pants, but I've gone away from all that for a couple of reasons. One, for the protection from like snares, brambles, things like that. It helps to protect my arms and legs from things, which is good. Two, a lot of this stuff, especially you start buying more stuff, you're able to, add in clothing that has built-in sunscreen, which is a plus. That's less sunscreen you have to apply to your skin after you're already covered. So it all worked out really, really great. And then third, this stuff's usually moisture wicking, so it's helping to pull the sweat away from you anyway, and keeps you good. So hopefully you can avoid some ticks, you can avoid some scratches, you can avoid some sunburns, and stay cool. But I'm gonna stop talking and just enjoy the scenery. And so we've hit another junction. We've got the Lawn Trail, 1.5 miles. Sounds like a fun one to do one day. But we're heading that way, not straight, left, or from the way I was coming, right, to continue on Hawk Ridge. Correction, after double checking the map, we're taking the Lawn Trail. That's going to be the better path to connect to our trail. They're both going to hit eventually, but this is going to be the better path. So that's part of this, is reading your map and knowing the best paths to choose. So we're going this way. So we are now following these light blue, aqua, or turquoise blazes, or trail markers. That's how we'll know we're still on the Lawn Trail. It's only 1.5 miles, it's not very long, but I'm excited to see what we're going to see on this part of the trail and where it connects to our Rusty Stove Trail eventually. But you start to see there, we can sort of see through the trees a little bit. Let me zoom in for you. Start to see through there a little bit. Haven't really seen any wildlife yet. That's probably because I'm talking, so I'm going to try to be more quiet. Just a lot of side trails here. This one is the Field Sparrow Trail, which is what I was kind of showing you before, but we're just going to detour here real quick and go into this opening. So as you see, it opens, and I want to kind of see what the view is. That's our view. Song sparrow, so maybe we'll see some birds, but I'm not really here to look for birds. And if it was a nicer blue sky day, I would. But we're going to head back. There. I definitely like these little markers here for the Buffalo Audubon Society. This is their trail and they maintain it. Pretty neat. I found a nice little bench here and got my clean Nalgene bottle. Still using the winter scene one. Take a little break, get some water. I didn't wear the Fitbit today. For some reason I forgot to put it on, which is okay. It tracks it on my phone as well too, but so I'm not quite sure how far I've gone and how much farther I have to go still, but I have not seen any signs for the spur trail down to the Rusty Stove yet, which is fine. I'm enjoying all these little ferns and whatnot. After I take a little drink, I'll show you what I found. So behind me, got all these lovely ferns and forest, and in front of me, we have sort of a little hill goes down, and hearing a dog or something barking. But over to my right, there's a little mound of earth over here, so some cool stuff for sure. Definitely a good hike so far. I like that it's a little overcast, keeps the sun away, and keeps it a little cool. I still have not come across another person, no one on the trail, no one in front or behind. And I got my mask, of course. I have two this time, two different types rather. I have my regular old ear loop mask in my pocket, but I also brought my red bandana with me, which I was going to wear until it was sunny. After I use that to cover up my chest area here where the shirt is unbuttoned to keep the sun out and to wipe my face, but haven't needed that yet. And then if I was wearing that, I could just pull that up over, but haven't needed that yet. So far so good. Again, another plus of getting out and getting here early. You don't have to worry about that sort of stuff typically. I have yet to really come on a busy day. I'm avoiding the weekends. I'm avoiding the busy times of the day. I'm trying to find the less populated parts right now and go from there. So here's that big mound of earth. I don't know what happened here. If a tree came down or a mudslide. I see a lot of root systems, but who knows? Definitely pretty cool though. We venture forth. Tanglewood Loop is down that way. Lawn Trail continues this way. I don't think this is my spur yet, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. And I was correct. We're going to stay on this lawn trail until we find the spur trail that is the Rusty Stove Trail. So it's always good to double check your map. Always stop. Don't just assume you know what you're doing. Always check your map and know how to read a map. You know, it's one thing to not know how to read a map that has contour lines and things like that, a topographic map. You should eventually learn how to do that, but you should at least know how to do basic navigation if you're going to do hiking, especially if you're hiking by yourself like I am. I'm out here all by myself. I know how to do stuff. If you don't know how to read a map, don't know how to navigate, don't come out on your own. Okay? Talking about one of my favorite things, if you've been watching my videos the last couple days, a footbridge. And here comes our little footbridge. Love these things. Oh, look, we even got some flowers. I don't know if those are buttercups or what, but we got some yellow ones, some blue ones, we got some moss, and these beautiful white ones. So I stumbled upon Millie's Mile in memory of Millie Schwab. I'm not quite sure who Millie is. I'm assuming maybe a cross-country skier, but cool sign nonetheless. Another awesome bridge, a little bit longer this time. A little boardwalk here. Exciting. Well, 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 look what I found. Not the stove itself, but the trail to it. So, to the right. Let's go. Well, it was only a few steps off that trail, but here we have this rusty old stove. Jewett and Company, Buffalo, New York. Fascinating. It's just out here in the middle of the woods. Old cabin, I think, was supposed to be here or something like that, but all we have left is a rusty stove. So that was definitely pretty neat. You know, all these antique things, these landmarks that you can find hiking in these trails in these woods that I had no idea about. So I really, really am glad I signed up for this challenge and that I'm committing myself to, do as many as I can. I'm very optimistic I'll be able to finish the 20 you need to qualify, but why stop there? Why not try to get all of them? You have till the end of the year. So, but my goal would be to finish the challenge, to qualify for the patch and all that stuff during the summertime, before school starts again in September, and then see if I can still finish them off through the early fall, the ones that I need to do. So that's why I'm really going to try to focus on further away parks again, because if all that's left are closer, easier ones, especially in the fall to get to, then that'll be great. But we're going to get to 20. Stay positive on that. This will be number 3 now. We're on our way. So before you know it, we're going to have 5, and then 5 will become 10, and then you just keep going from there. So I really have enjoyed this, though, especially finding cool stuff like an old rusty stove in the middle of the woods. And we've made it to Fox Trail. Pretty neat. We were also skirting along the Old Bones Trail. Pretty fun. Now we just take Fox Trail, back up towards the front, and then we'll be home. Nice. We made it out into another nice clearing, which I'm sure on a nice sunny day and at different times of the day, probably lots of birds. See a lot of bird feeders. But none out at the moment. I hear them. I can't see them, but there's definitely some yellow birds over there. Beautiful yellow birds. I have no idea what they are. They're right up there. Peaceful. So there's a little lean-to sitting area over there, but I'm pretty close to the end, so we'll just head back to the car. But very nice. Got a little library here. Pretty nice. So there is where we are, and there is the parking lot. So not too much further to go. We could walk the road if we wanted to, but I'm actually going to follow the trail and see what I can find. I already found the storybook trail. Fun for little kids. A big brown bat. Well, I hope I don't see any of those. Yeah, I think I finally found the namesake Beaver Meadow. There he goes. Beaver. Nice. There's all the markers for Storybook rather. We're taking Possum Crossing. No possums yet, but I did find Half Pond. Pretty neat. And there's our red markers. Follow those back home, as you know from the beginning of the trail. Kind of cool. A trail marker on this tree, which is sort of wedged in between this other one. A lot of down trees over here. Definitely pretty cool. We've got the Mitchell Trail, we've got Frog Holler. All sorts of trails intersecting here, so pretty cool. I jumped on Frog Holler to see what that was all about. We're pretty close to the road, as you can hear by the cars there, so really no matter which way I go, I'm going to be back where I started, but I wanted to walk through all these pine trees. It just smells lovely with that sap from the pine trees. We've got pine cones all over the ground. Just a beautiful part of the trail all of a sudden, so I definitely want to go through Frog Holler. You know, how do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. Fine, how are you? See? Could have went back to the car, but would have missed out on all this. And why would I want to miss out? So if I had to guess, this is all Kettle Pond. Why do I guess that? Because I'm on Kettle Pond Trail. It is lovely. Especially with this nice little breeze. Flowers. The sound of the frogs. we've made it to the pond overlook. We have some geese down there. A whole flock of them. And then the pond. Right here. I don't know if it's a rock or a turtle. I can't tell. I can't tell. It's a turtle. Just like I thought. Look at that. I believe that's a painted turtle. We saw its head pop up. And back underwater it goes. Awesome. I was hoping to find some orange salamanders, but no luck so far. I think someone's trying to camp out here. Well done. Definitely well made. I just don't think that's permitted. But you never know, maybe there was a Boy Scout activity here or something. We're in the amphitheater area, so we have some seating here. You know, again, could imagine a nice little camp. It's a beautiful place. Glad I came. Well, I made it back safely to my car, and I'm still the only car here in the parking lot. It was great having that place all to myself. I was able to see so many creatures. The birds, those yellow birds, the butterflies, the turtle, the beaver. It was pretty great. So, super glad I came here today. I'm glad that I was able to get that hike down. That's 3 up, 3 down. 17 more to go to qualify for the patch. So, make sure you stay right here to see where I'm headed to next. Because you never know where I'm going to explore on this channel. So, we'll see you next time. Have a great day.